Hello YouTube, my name is Rukari, and welcome to Steins Gate. Steins Gate is a visual novel driven by the player's own choices, in which you, the player, must contend with the fabric of time itself and the impact the choices you make can have on the state of all reality. This is going to be a much more narrative-driven game. A lot of this is just going to be me reading through the visual novel with some small comments here or there and going over my choices. I wanted something a little calmer for weekends, a little more narrative. Everything is coincidence, but even coincidence is a part of fate's design. I'm not losing it. I'm perfectly sane. What I speak now is the absolute truth, not some childish fantasy. No matter how trivial something may seem, it has the potential to shape the future. Have you heard of the butterfly effect? If not, look it up. Then you'll understand how careful you must be. Unfortunately, I didn't understand. If only I had realized how dangerous my actions were, then I wouldn't have lost her. The future wouldn't have turned out like this. But how could I have known? How could I have known that by pressing that button, I would decide the fate of all mankind? Just think about it. The average human perceives just 1% of his environment. We're not nearly as clever as we like to think. We go about our lives oblivious to a million different things that happen around us every day. Even when something catches our eye, our brain forgets it a moment later. I want to tell the me back then, don't do anything careless. Don't do anything rash. Don't pretend you didn't see that. Pay more attention. The hand of conspiracy was always closer than you thought. Just waiting for the right moment to strike. This is gonna be a lot heavier of a story. And because it is entirely in Japanese, I'm going to spend most of the game reading over what people are saying with minor commentary from my own self. But I wanted something that was just a little bit more in this kind of storytelling corner for kind of longer episodes on the weekends, and I think this is going to be a good option to start with. What they're reading off now is the poem that goes under the title of the game that explains the folly of mankind for trying to achieve time travel. And now we're here. Downtown Japan, Akihabara Station. Hey, what are you mumbling about? There's no sound from the phone against my right ear. Only silence. I am baking in the summer sun. Sweat slowly slides down my chin and drips onto the asphalt. Okay. Earth to Ocarina. A girl is standing in front of me. She calls my name with an inquisitive tilt of her head. We are about to infiltrate deep into enemy territory, yet despite the imminent risk of death, there is no hint of tension on our innocent childlike features. I cover my phone's mouthpiece and turn to the girl with an index finger to my lips. You talking to someone? I nod and put my phone back to my ear. Still no sound from the other side. My contact is wise to maintain silence. The whole area could be bugged. No, I was just talking to someone. Everything's fine. I'm about to infiltrate the assembly hall. Still no reply. Looks like they just want my report. It's too dangerous to waste time talking here anyway. Yeah, Dr. Nakabachi got the jump on us, but I'll make sure he tells us everything. What? The organization is already on the move? I open my eyes wide to match my shocked tone. The girl turns toward me in surprise. I sigh, shaking my head as I rub my temples. I see. So that's the choice of Steins Gate. El sai congru. I speak the parting words, then pocket my cell phone. Steins Gate. Some know it as fate. To others, it is the will of God. You could count on one hand the people in this world aware of its true nature. In any case, we should begin the infiltration. I advance towards Radikan, which is just across the street from the train station. Of course, this is enemy territory. I can't just stride through the front door like an average person. I bypass the elevators and escalators and head to the 8th floor by the stairwell. But I only make it to the 7th floor before I have to stop and rest. What was that on the phone? The girl, Shinya Mayuri, immediately resumes our conversation. She followed me all the way here, and she isn't even short of breath. I, on the other hand, am gasping for air with my hands on my knees. Who would have thought an 8-story building would be so tall? I felt that in my soul. Even 4 floors sometimes feels like a nightmare, but 8? I turned to Mayuri while wiping the sweat off my brow. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Oh, wow. Thanks, Okarin. Mayuri smiles happily and doesn't pry any further. As always, she is quick to understand my position. We've known each other since we were both little. Mayuri is 16, 2 years younger than me, so she's more like a little sister than a typical childhood friend. So first of all, we're a couple of teenagers apparently participating in some kind of secret infiltration investigating into the mysterious something or other. I've been looking out for her as long as I can remember. I used to hope that Mayuri might become the key to Steins Gate, but now I've reconsidered. I don't want that terrible fate for her. She should live a normal life. That is my present wish. Those look like capsule machines. We continue to the 8th floor and enter the assembly hall. In front of us stands a cheap-looking stage with a podium and a sign reading Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine Press Conference. Oh, hiccups. Okarin. Mayuri insists on calling me Okarin, but that it's neither my real name nor my code name. It's just one of those annoying nicknames people use. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't call me Okarin. Huh? But I've always called you that. That was then. I have since become Hyoin Kyoma, the insane mad scientist hunted by his secret organizations the world over. Mwaha. I can't take this guy seriously. He is definitely an 18-year-old boy. But that's too hard to remember. In any case, Hyoin Kyoma is my true name. And besides, it doesn't even sound like Okabe Rintaro. You're weird. Cease your foolish laughter. Okabe Rintaro may be my real name, but I have rejected it, for it is stupid. And so, I also hate the derivative Okarin, so he is very much an edgy 18-year-old. Come on, it sounds like that elf boy's blue pipe thing. Okay, so Legend of Zelda reference, I love it. So, Ocarina, can I ask you something? In one ear and out the other. She's been calling me that for 5 years now, so maybe it's time to give up. What are we doing here? Wait, you followed me here without knowing why? Yep. She nods without dropping her smile.
これからここで始まるの。
We're here for Dr. Nakabachi's press conference. We're standing in the assembly hall on the 8th floor of Radikan. It's here that the conference will be held. Dr. Nakabachi is an inventor. He appears on TV from time to time and has a few patents under his belt, but mostly he is treated as a curiosity. Press conference? But where are the reporters? Mayuri's right. I've scanned the entire hall, but there's no one who looks like a reputable reporter or cameraman. There are only about 10 of us standing in the hall, including me. Considering Nakabachi's moderate media presence and the fact that he claims to have invented a time machine, I would have expected more. Could this be the organization working its twisted influence? I twist my lips into a sneer. I thought that Nakabachi was like me, a scientist fighting to overthrow the organization. But this press conference suggests other motives at work. Our enemies won't miss this chance. I'd prefer not to get wrapped up in his mess. Nevertheless, I'm interested in what he has to say. That's why I'm here, blowing an afternoon of my precious summer holiday. Mayuri ponders my utterance for a while before finally turning her head. You wrapped something? Is it his birthday today? Is it his birthday too? I let out a sigh. Mayuri is known to not only make bad jokes, but to laugh at them too. She's always been special. Keep your guard up, Mayuri. I suspect this won't be a normal conf. I didn't even finish my sentence. I didn't even finish my thought. Electromagnetic waves. Great. Are we under attack? Are they trying to fry our brains with electromagnetic waves? Actually, it's much better to try and fry someone's brain with certain frequencies of sound that can literally melt your gray matter. Oh, that was an explosion. Dust falls from the ceiling as the floor shakes. We're definitely under attack. It's coming from above, but we're on the top floor. All that's above is the roof. An earthquake? Is it magnitude 2? What does magnitude mean again? No time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Something's not right about this. I bolt out of the conference hall and run up the stairs to the roof, ignoring the no trespassing signs in my way. The door is open. Upon closer inspection, I realize that the lock has been broken. I open the door and see a billowing cloud of black smoke. There's some kind of phosphorescent dust sparkling in the air. An explosion? I can't believe it. Was there really an explosion? My heart is racing. Damn, I don't know what to do. Should I run away? But why an explosion? Terrorists? No, that doesn't fit. I mean, how do you explain that? What the? A strange machine is sitting in the middle of the roof. It's huge, maybe 3 meters tall, and looks kind of like a satellite. Did that thing cause the shaking just now? Who put it here? Was it Dr. Nakabachi? Is this part of his presentation? Impossible. Even if that were the case, how the hell would he get it up here? My head is bursting with questions. As I search for the courage to approach the machine, a throng of reporters and building staff burst onto the rooftop. They look just as confused as I am. Please stay back, everybody! And then a woman, who I assume is a staff member, appears to wave us back. The press conference will proceed as scheduled. Is she trying to hide something? Her response was unusually quick, almost like she's trying to keep me away from that device. I've got a nose for conspiracies, and this stinks of a cover-up. What are they hiding? What was that explosion? I want to know, but I shouldn't risk getting any closer. That's a time machine. That's time energy. Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. I turn and leave, but not because I'm scared or anything like that. 18-year-old boy. 18-year-old boy. Staff members lead us back to the 8th floor. Mayuri is nowhere to be seen. She's not in the event hall either. I find her on the 7th floor. Several capsule toy machines are lined up next to a plate reading, "Birthplace of the Japanese PC." She's gazing upon them with a wistful look. I breathe a sigh of relief and take out my phone. It's me. I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's happening, and I have no idea what it is. Yeah, I know, don't worry. I won't do anything to jeopardize the mission. Elsai Kongru. Could they have picked a better passphrase? After I speak the words and hang up, I'm able to wipe the sweat from my forehead. My sweat is cold. Half of me hopes something will happen, the other half fears the same thing. I put away my phone and look back at Mayuri. She's still staring at those capsule toys. She doesn't seem to be worried about the explosion at all. I can't decide if she's level-headed or just airheaded.
Mayuri,
what are you doing? Well, I really want an Upa. Just as I thought. Mayuri points to a capsule machine. The sign on the front says Rainet Kakeru 3D Character Doll Series. Rainet Kakeru is a popular animal series with its own card game spin-up, Rainet Access Battlers. They even hold international tournaments. Upa is the series' mascot character. It resembles an elliptical egg with limbs sticking out like some kind of deformed dog. It's what they call an ugly cute character. High school girls find these creatures adorable for some reason. Last year, an ugly frog character was the rage. Its name escapes me, though. When ugly frogs were popular in 2008. Well, then go for it. I can't guarantee you'll get an Upa, though. Mayuri gives me a troubled smile. But Mayushi's all out of 100 yen coins. Mayushi is what Mayuri calls herself sometimes. According to her, it's supposed to have a star at the end. Mayushi star. But who really cares? So, can I borrow 100 yen? Please? She holds her hands out with a look like a begging puppy. Looks like she was planning this from the very beginning. Well, at least she didn't say gimme. Do you think it's that easy, Mayuri? You'll get no money from me. Instead, I'll show you just how harsh life really is. I pull out a 100 yen coin, set it into the machine slot, and spin the lever. I didn't really need to vocalize that. She did it very well all on her own. I open the capsule and take out the contents. Mayuri leans forward eagerly to see what I got. It's an Upa! And it's metal! A metal Upa! Is it rare? Super rare! While I examine the metal Upa, a boy who was watching us tries his luck on the same Rainet machine. Aw, normal Upa. He looks at my metal Upa in resentment. I turn to see Mayuri's sparkling eyes also fixed on the Upa. Hey, high school girl, you're acting like a little kid. And you're acting like you're James Bond. You're no one to judge. I give this creature of metal to you, Mayuri. Honestly, I don't want it. Really? Are you sure, Okarin? The name's Yoin Kyoma. You just picked a ridiculously difficult to say name. Thank you, Okarin. Is she doing it on purpose? Yes. No. Thank you all for coming to Dr. Nakabachi's Time Machine Press Conference. I hear the announcement from the floor above.
どうやら始まるようだな。
Sounds like they're starting. And up we go. I head to the stairs, but Mayuri doesn't follow.
行くぞ、マユリ。
Let's go, Mayuri.
待って、名前書かなくちゃ。
Just a second, I gotta write my name. She's preoccupied with a metal upa. I go on ahead. Oh, this is a bad decision. Something's gonna go wrong. Without further ado, I am pleased to introduce the inventor, Dr. Nakabachi. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Dr. Nakabachi enters to sparse applause. He walks up to the podium. He's already wearing a frown for some reason. I can feel his irritation from here. I am Dr. Nakabachi. Thank you all for coming. Nakabachi takes the microphone and begins to speak, his voice brimming with confidence. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin with my theory of time travel, the greatest scientific breakthrough of the century.
Time machine?
Did he really build a time machine? Mayuri appears after writing her name on the metal upa. She's a bit late in more ways than one. What did she think a time machine presentation would be about? I take another look around the room. There are about 20 people now, including us, but still no media presence to speak of. And yet there were reporters beforehand on the roof, according to him, which is interesting. Oops, sorry. Forgot to disable my phone ringer. So this is the extent of Dr. Nakabachi's fame? No one believes that he invented a time machine. I was interested in what he had to say, true, but my expectations were no higher than the rest of the onlookers. And a good thing they weren't. As he proceeds to explain his time machine design, my curiosity quickly turns to disappointment, then anger. I don't think I could capture that same level of emotion as he could in that moment. My roar silences Nakabachi and draws the eyes of every person in the room. Do you take us for fools? Who the hell are you? Who the hell am I? Someone who knows you for a fraud, that's who. You stole your theory from John Titor, and you call yourself an inventor? Someone throw this man out. You're the one we should throw out, Doctor. Have you no shame? You have no right to call yourself an inventor? Shut your mouth, you little pest. Just then, someone grabs my arm from behind. Quite convinced it's an official here to throw me out, I turn around to glare him down. Unhand me, you! Huh? It's a girl, about my age. Her intense stare seems to challenge me. I take a step back. Her face looks somehow familiar. Where have I seen her before? We haven't met, but I know her face. It's Makise Kurisu. A few days ago, my friend Daru showed me a magazine article titled Girl Genius Gives Lecture in Akihabara. The article was about a 17-year-old girl who had just graduated from an American university. Her thesis was even published in a major scientific journal. She's got stars in her eyes. Girl Genius, Makise Kurisu. I recognized the stubborn-looking girl from her photograph. This thesis, even if it is impossible, each man's making to data is possible. It is making each man's... Okay. Clearly, not much effort was placed in translating this article that they probably didn't expect anyone to read. But I kind of love this. Especially right where they missed the A and. She's even wearing the exact same scowl. What business could such a genius have with me? She takes a quick look around the room, then turns back to me with a stern expression.
ちょっと来てくれませんか?
Could you come with me for a moment? What's with the attitude? She's obviously not staff, and there's no way that the Makise Kurisu would be working with someone like Dr. Nakabachi. Which means, no!
貴様
You're with the organization. If their tendrils have gotten this far, then I've made a grave mistake.
ふざけてないで。ちょっと来てください。
Stop fooling around and come with me.
え
So, my outburst has already attracted too much attention. So, there is a thing in Japanese culture called chunbyo, which there was a small anime about it, which is kind of like a delusions of grandeur deal where people get immersed in their own fantasies, and I'm starting to wonder if this guy may be a little bit caught up in his own kind of fantasies of being, you know, a secret agent investigating people with this mysterious organization after him. Nakabachi, in particular, looks like he wants to rip my head off. It must be mortifying to be exposed as a fraud by a bright young man like myself. Anyway, I mustn't draw any more attention to myself. If the organization gets wind of my presence here, it could endanger my Yuri, to say nothing of these ignorant civilians. I let Makise Kurisu lead me out of the assembly hall.
ここで俺に何かすれば
Try anything, and people are sure to notice.
貴様もいろいろ
What will
ま
you
ずいだろ
superiors say then?
何かって何ですか?
What are you
人聞きの悪い。
talking about? She glares at me, quite fiercely at that. Attractive though she may be, there is no innocence in her eyes. It's mostly just boredom at this point, and kind of a vague sense of annoyance. A beautiful agent unmatched in cruelty. My heart beats in exhilaration from the danger, or 'cause you're an 18-year-old boy and you're horny. Let's just let it be that. Looks like chaos really does get my blood pumping.
私はあなたに聞きたいことがあるだけです。
I just need to ask you something.
それに答える義理はない
What makes you think I'll answer? I know how the organization operates.
だから期間。
What's with this organization stuff? Instead of answering, I take out my phone and put it to my
俺
ear.
だ
It's me.
機関のエージェントに
I've been
捕まっ
caught by an organization agent.
たマキセ・クリスだ
Yes, it's Make
あの女
Kurisu.
に気をつけろ
She's a dangerous one.
いや問題ない
No, it's
ここはな
fine.
んとか切り抜け
I'll find a way too. Kurisu suddenly snatches the phone from my hand. What skill? I didn't have time to react.
何をする
What are you doing?
あれ?
Huh?
この携帯
Your
電源切れて
phone's
る。
off.
誰と話していたんですか?
Who are you talking to? Her eyes pierce deep into my soul. I quickly look away. She's good. Is she trying to attack my sense of identity in order to cause a mental break? Recover. This isn't enough to sway me.
貴様に答える義理はないが一応教えてやろう
Your techniques don't work on me, but I'll tell you anyway. That's no ordinary phone. It's designed to deactivate the moment it leaves my hand. Mwah. Oh my God. He's definitely delusional. Such measures are necessary to maintain secrecy. I know things like that, things that could get me killed. I quickly retrieve my phone and wipe the cold sweat off my forehead. That was close.
そう。独り言だったのね。
So you talk to yourself. This is bad. Ordinary methods don't work on Makise Kurisu, the genius girl. On the contrary, she's the one psyching me out. Damn, looks like I'll have to make a tactical retreat. If I can just find an opening. Suddenly, Kurisu steps up to me with a serious expression. She stares right at me, her huge eyes blazing with strength of will. And lack of pupil, seriously, how does she see? Such fire, I can't look away. Could someone with such pure eyes really be an organization agent?
さっき私に
What
何を言お
were
うと
you
したんですか
trying to tell me earlier? Earlier?
さっきとはいつのこと
What are you talking about?
ほんの15分くらい前会見が始まる前に
About 15 minutes ago, before the conference started. Nonsense, this is the first time we've met. I was with Mayuri and that Upa toy 15 minutes ago.
私に何か言おうとしま
You
した
were
よ
trying to tell me something, right?
悲しそうな顔をして
You looked really upset. Is this a trap? It does seem like one of the organization's dirty tricks. But would this girl do something that underhanded?
まるで今にも泣き出しそうで
You looked like you were going to start crying any second.
どうして
Why?
私前にあなた
Have
と
we
会ったことあ
met
ります
before? She seems sincere. That makes her even more suspicious. That's right. Don't let her beauty fool you. She's a cold, calculating secret agent. If I show the slightest vulnerability, I'm done for.
そういえ
And
ばなんで私の名
how
前
do
知って
you
る
know
んです
my name?
俺は全てお見通しの
My knowledge has no limits. I am a mad scientist, after all.
天才少女次会うときは
Genius girl, our next meeting shall be as enemies.
は
Huh?
さらばだ
Farewell! Okay. He's definitely delusional. Possibly under the effects of time travel? I spin around and take off down the stairs, ignoring her call to stop like I'd listened to the enemy.
期間目
Damn the organization, they must be serious if they're sending in agents like her. I run all the way down to the 4th floor and check behind me. Once I'm convinced Makise Kurisu's not tailing me, I sigh while rubbing my temples.
だが
But
俺はまだ奴らに使
I
われ
can't
ば
let
かり
them
はいかんのだ
capture me. Yet. Well then, what do I do now? My mission was to attend the conference and evaluate Dr. Nakabachi's research. Now that I know he's a fraud, there's no real point in going back. I guess I'll just go home. But wait. Aren't I forgetting something important? Let's see now. What is it?
ち参りを置いてきた
I left Mayuri behind. All that stress, all that panic with the pretty lady, you thinking with your dick, you left your best friend behind. I knew she'd be a liability. I shouldn't have brought her along. I was trying to prioritize her safety, but I got careless. I'll try calling her first. If she's alright, then I can just have her meet me here. With that thought in mind, I take out my phone. I turn it on, which you fully admit now that your phone has not been on. I'm just going... You have Chunbyo. You are crazy. You are in a delusional world. I am so sorry for you. I take out my phone. I turn it on. And it rings just as I do.
メールか
An email? It's not just a regular email, there's a video attached. It's from an unknown address. I open the video file with some trepidation. There's nothing but noise. Is this a prank? Or some sort of Makise Kurisu style attack? Maybe the noise is some sort of make people go crazy frequency. No, wait, I don't remember giving her my mail address, so I'm probably just thinking too hard. I curse myself for being gullible enough to play the video. I have more pressing matters to deal with anyway. Yeah, like calling your friend you abandoned, you tiny little delusional man. I stop the video and call Mayuri's phone from my address book.
Mayuri.
Damn it, Mayuri, why won't you pick up? Looks like I'll have to go back to the assembly hall. But things will get messy if I bump heads with Makise Kurisu again. Wait, don't tell me. Did that femme fatale kidnap Mayuri? Damn you. Is that how the organization operates? Leaving without Mayuri isn't an option. Call me overprotective, but she's like a little sister to me, and there's a very real danger that she might wander off somewhere the moment I let her out of my sight. Mayuri has always been like that. I never know if she'll be there when I turn to look. In a sense, that's why I became Hyoin Kyoma. I have to go back for her. The thought of climbing back up to the 8th floor is depressing, but I have no choice. When I get back to the assembly hall, Dr. Nakabachi's conference has just finished. Nobody is on stage, and the phony inventor had already left. The 20 or so members of the audience are starting to pack up. I soon find Mayuri. She's in the corner, looking lost. Well, at least she wasn't kidnapped. Even better, I don't see Makise Kurisu anywhere. Looks like I scared her off. So be it. I'll let her go this time. Still, I keep my eyes peeled as I run up to Mayuri. Mayuri, why didn't you pick up? We're leaving. Okarin, my metal Upa ran away. She turns to me with a forlorn expression. Ran away? What, it's alive? That's a little hard to believe. I think I dropped it. I see, so she was looking for it. Not like it really matters. Forget about it. You can always get another one. No way! Metal Upas sell upwards of 10,000 yen online. You know? What? Wait. That toy was worth that much? Think, Mayuri, where did you drop it? I don't know. That's why I'm looking. And even if we find it, you can't sell it, okay? That's 10,000 yen will fund my research. I said you can't sell it. It even has Mayushi's name on it. Thus begins our search for the metal Upa. Upa, come out, wherever you are. Oh god, this character, I can't. Mayuri tries calling its name. I don't know if she truly expects a response. The two of you are made for each other. By the way, tuturu is Mayuri's catchphrase. It means... Actually, I've never bothered to ask what it means, because you're a terrible friend. Anyway, the metal Upa is nowhere to be found. Maybe she didn't drop it in the assembly hall, but on the 7th floor landing near the capsule toy machines. Another possibility is that someone with an eye for rare items pilfered it. Just imagining the smug grin on that person's face makes me writhe in envy. What kind of man steals a helpless girl's toy? Is there nothing in his heart but the lust for money? Sounds like you, Okarin. Well, wasn't expecting that from Mayuri. Rude. What was that? Was that a scream? I think so. Only the presenter and a few other people are left in the assembly hall. Including Mayuri and me, less than half the audience remains. Everyone looks at each other anxiously, startled by the scream. Even I cannot suppress a shiver. First the explosion on the roof, now this? What's going on here? Mayuri squeezes my hand tight.
Mayuri, ここにいろ.
Stay here, Mayuri. I take a deep breath, prepare myself, and head in the direction of the scream. The silence pressing in on me like an ominous void. The echoes lead me down a dark, empty hallway on the same floor. I'm pretty sure it came from around that corner. I crouch down and turn the corner slowly, keeping my eyes and ears peeled for any sign of danger. And there, at the end of the passage, I see it. There's something on the ground. No, someone. Motionless. Who is it? The clothes are familiar. It can't be. What? Makise Kurisu. Her face is turned away, but I know it's her. The impertinent genius girl I just fought with 10 minutes ago is now face down in a pool of bright red blood. She's dead. No, but why? Suddenly I realize that I'm shaking. I want to run away. I shouldn't have come. This is wrong. Someone killed Makise Kurisu. There's no other explanation. Who would do such a thing? There's no one else here. I twist around in shock. Some other men have followed me, and every one of them is ghastly pale. They must have seen the body. Call the police! A man cries out in panic at this. Everyone else starts screaming and running away. I follow them, of course. There's absolutely no reason to stay here. Concern for Makise Kurisu is superseded by my instinctive urge to flee. When I get back to the assembly hall, Mayuri is waiting for me with tears in her eyes. What happened, Okarin? We're leaving. I grab Mayuri's hand and run. I race down the stairs trying to drive the image of Kurisu's dead body from my mind, but I can't. The redness of her blood is burned into my mind more than the sight of the body itself. That was my first time seeing a dead body. Is this what it's like? When I realized that she was dead, I felt chilling terror and a surge of nausea. But that was all I felt, fear and disgust. Shouldn't there be something more? I guess I just didn't know her that well. I finally stop once we get out to the main street, Chudori. My chest pounds, my breathing labored from running down the stairs at full speed. Hey, what happened? You looked really pale. Mayuri doesn't seem to comprehend the situation. I guess it's because she didn't see the body. She's not even breathing hard. She looks slow, but she's actually pretty fast on her feet. Also, rude. Someone died. I take several deep breaths. The color of that blood still stains my brain. But I've calmed down a bit. Makise Kurisu is dead. And I don't know who the killer is. Sirens in the distance. I guess an ambulance will be here soon. Then the police will arrive and this area will become a crime scene. But for now, the crowds milling through Akihabara have no idea what has happened. Everyone is going out their business as usual, the never-ending search for electronics, moe, and porn. Just another day in Akihabara. I take my phone out of my pocket, perhaps out of reflex. I'm not sure what I plan to do with it. Oh, I know, my friend Daru. I'll tell him what happened just now, since he knows about Makise Kurisu. I suppose it might be disrespectful to the victim, but my adrenaline is pumping. I can't make calm decisions after witness something like that firsthand. That's how humans are, after all. We're not special, as we like to believe. At the end of the day, we're nothing but dirty, slime-like flesh. And bones! We also a bag of bones! Our souls fester like semen left to rot in the womb. Oh, wow, you really are an angsty 18-year-old boy. That's how we humans are. While wallowing in a bit of angst, I begin to type on my phone. Dear Daru, found dead girl. Love, hard to say name. Someone stabbed Makise Karisu. Don't know who. Looked bad. Hope she's okay. I don't know if she was stabbed. That just seemed like the most logical explanation given the amount of blood and the absence of a gunshot. She could have had her face beaten in with a baseball bat. What do I know? I'm just an angsty 18-year-old boy who thinks he's being chased by a mysterious government organization. On the other hand, I didn't write that she was dead, even though I'm pretty sure she was. I can't exactly explain why I didn't. If I had to say, I guess I felt like writing it down would set it in stone. It might make me feel guilty as well. The thought brings a smirk to my face. It's not like I'm the one who killed her. Why should I feel guilty? I just saw someone's death up close, and only a few minutes later I'm smiling. Am I really that cruel and cold? Quite possibly. You are insane. Well, I am a fiendish mad scientist after all, so it suits me. I don't know if this is the character I want to be playing as the main character. He's kind of a jerk. I finish typing and place my thumb over the send button. And then I press down. Sending. 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 What? What was that? Wait, look around.
消えた。
They're gone. Summer break. Noon. The busiest street in town. Just now, thousands of pedestrians vanished into thin air. Is this a dream? Am I hallucinating? I don't know. But they're gone. I saw them vanish with my own 2 eyes. I stand petrified, speechless, and alone on the empty street. Desperate to find someone, anyone, I look up. And there, at the top of the Radican. Radican! It's a play on the hotel. I finally just got it. Oh my god. Sticking out from the 8th floor vent hall where we just were is a crashed satellite. The one that landed on top of the roof would have killed us. And that is where the time travel mystery truly starts. I think this is as good a place as any to pause. So I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.